up? Oh, who are you working on?
Rachel Green.
Rachel Green? Hey, I know her from childhood. What'd she go to the doctor for?
It's for dating and viability at 6 weeks to confirm a pregnancy.
Pregnancy? Are you sure? Let me see the address there. Yeah, the address matches. Well, that's kind of strange. I know Rachel, and I know her boyfriend Ross, and I don't know how to tell you this, but he had a vasectomy about 6 years ago.
Someone's in trouble.
Oh, hey Ross, how you doing? You're drunk. Drunk? I'm not drunk. Well, I may be drunk, but at least I'm not pregnant like your girlfriend. What?
Detective Bing, Detective Tribbiani, get in here right now.
Yes, sir.
Alright, I have a case for you guys. It involves a HIPAA violation. 2 defendants from Scotch Plains Medical Center, Monica and Phoebe. It involves a Privacy Act where it governs Health Institute and protects private information. Alright? I want you guys to get more information on this. Be sure to find out who it covers. I'm depending on you guys. You guys know I'm running for office next year.
Oh, so we need a win on this one, huh?
This is going to be a real game changer, alright?
Oh, we're on it. Okay, let's see. HIPAA was passed August 21st, 1996. Response to increasing use of electronic transmission of patient health information. Okay, here we go. Looks like HIPAA covers health plans like health insurance companies, healthcare providers, so that must mean the doctors and medical staff, healthcare clearinghouses like information processing centers and business associates, like an office person processing an insurance claim. Yeah, sounds right. It says that identifiable information that can be traced to a patient is covered by the Act, and one may only disclose information when the individual whom the information pertains to would like to obtain that information. Interesting. Wait a second. I see something interesting. What? What do you see? My cousin just Facebook friended me. Please. Why don't you have a donut? The information wasn't requested by the individual, so that's our #1 violation. The healthcare figure may disclose protected information to another healthcare provider who needs it for the purposes of treatment. Okay. That's another violation. It wasn't needed for treatment. Nope, definitely wasn't needed for treatment. It also says here that the healthcare figure may disclose protected information to another healthcare provider, so it was to another healthcare provider, for competency assurance purposes, fraud, or abuse detection, provided that the 2 healthcare providers had a relationship with the individual and the disclosure of the information is with regard to this specific mutual relationship. So it wasn't with regard to the specific mutual relationship, and the same goes for payment and other healthcare activities. Interesting. The healthcare provider may inquire outright or directly for the information. If the individual is unstable or unavailable, the healthcare provider may make a professional judgment, provided it's in the best interest of the individual. This was definitely not in the best interest of the individual. Oh no, definitely not in the best interest. But, yeah. I just read here that the disclosure of the patient information is permitted without the consent from the individual in various circumstances. Like what kind of circumstances? So let's see. If the information on the individual is required by law, I guess like a court order. If the disclosed information is authorized by the law for disease prevention and other public health purposes.
I wouldn't say that applies here.
Information of abuse or neglect or violence. If the information is needed for audits by the government. If the protected information is needed for a judicial or administrative proceeding. Well, now it is. If information is needed for law enforcement purposes, like a victim or a suspect, and to inform about death. If the information is needed to aid in a donation of organs, if the information will protect an individual or the public from a serious threat, they also don't need permission if it's for various government functions such as military missions or national security, and if needed for workers' compensation laws and benefit programs. Okay, so it looks like we have most of our evidence against them.
Looks like we know where we're headed. Let's go. All right, everybody, clear the area. This is a crime scene.
Time for lunch.
Get out of here. Okay, this is serious. I gotta get out the caution tape, you know.
Is that really necessary? This is not a crime scene.
Oh, this is how investigations are run, my friend.
Okay, if you say so.
Don't let the Angry Birds duct tape sway you in any way. This is real caution tape. All right. Let's investigate.
Okay, it seems like they have HIPAA rules up. An individual also has the right to restrict use and disclosure of health information to persons involved in their healthcare or payment operations.
That's interesting. What else you got?
A covered entity must train all workforce members on its privacy policies and procedures as necessary and appropriate them to carry out their functions.
That's interesting. This is looking like a really interesting case. I think they violated some serious things. What else you got? Oh, they're going to be in big trouble, these people.
Such safeguards might include shredding documents containing protected health information before discarding them, securing medical records with lock and key or passcode, and limiting access to keys or passcodes. So it looks like the medical center follows the HIPAA rules.
Yeah, I like the way they have it posted here, really clear for all the employees to see and study.
So I think we have our suspects.
I think we do. That would be Monica and Phoebe.
Monica and Phoebe, get in here. You're under arrest for violating HIPAA. You have the right to remain silent. All rise. Judge Heckles presiding in the case of Monica and Phoebe versus Rachel Green.
Be seated. Rachel is filing a claim against Monica and Phoebe due to a HIPAA violation where a healthcare provider did not protect the patient's privacy, subsequently leading to a public release of information by another healthcare provider. The privacy rule protects all individually identifiable healthcare information, whether being handled by a covered entity or a business associate, in any form. Individually identifiable health information can be directly linked to an individual and used to identify the individual's past, present, or future physical or mental health condition. This information was released and the law violated. The defendants signed a HIPAA privacy notice, and therefore Monica and Phoebe are both guilty of violating the HIPAA law on several accounts. Monica and Phoebe have been found guilty as charged. Monica and Phoebe are to be fined $50,000 each for this first-time violation due to willful neglect. For any repeat violations, they could be fined up to $1.5 million a year.
That's not possible. Ross had a vasectomy.
Someone's in trouble.
Detective Tribbiani, Bing, get in here right now.
Yes, sir?
All right, you guys have a case. Detective Bing, Tribbiani, get in here right now.
Yes, sir!
All right, I have a case for you. Hush up, I'm not gonna look at you. I involves the HIPAA law. Somebody violated the privacy.
Monica and Phoebe, you are under arrest.
No! You say get.
Rachel has signed a HIPAA violation. Privacy.
Necessary?
No. That's
Oh,
not
that's
when you
when
say
you do
that.
the
After
question.
duct tape. Pay attention.
Fine.
Oh, Monisha, this is going so well. You're gonna have to see it. It's so